I woke up before the sun today. My heart felt heavy, like something unseen was pressing down on me. Not fear exactly, but a quiet weight I couldn't shake. Sometimes it's like that. You open your eyes, and even before your feet touch the ground, you know the battle has already started. I whispered a prayer, not even with words, just a silent cry. God, please, I need you today. There was no lightning, no voice from heaven, just silence. But in that silence, I remembered. God doesn't need noise to work. He doesn't need a stage to move. Sometimes he works most powerfully in the background, behind the scenes of my chaos, in places I can't see. I'm Daniel, and today I want to tell you what it's like to trust when you don't see anything changing. You see, I've walked through seasons where everything felt delayed, where it felt like the promises spoken over my life were stuck in traffic, where the people around me moved forward while I stood still. I prayed, I fasted, I waited, and still, nothing. I asked myself questions I was afraid to speak out loud. Had God forgotten me? Was I doing something wrong? Why does silence feel so loud? But as the days passed, I learned something sacred. Delay isn't denial, and silence isn't absence. Sometimes it's protection, sometimes it's preparation. The longer I stayed with him in the quiet, the more I saw the subtle ways he was moving. A door that didn't open saved me from a disaster I didn't know was coming. A relationship that ended was a rescue, not a rejection. A closed path pushed me towards something greater. That's the mystery of his work. It's not always visible, but it's always intentional. He doesn't waste time. He uses it, every moment. And right when I thought nothing was happening, everything was happening. God was rearranging, lifting, breaking down things that needed to fall, so better things could rise. So, if today you feel like you're in the dark, know this: God does some of his best work in the dark. A seed grows underground before it ever breaks the soil. A masterpiece takes shape long before the paint dries. And your breakthrough may be building strength, quietly, just beneath the surface. Let that truth settle in your spirit. And if this message has touched your heart, I invite you now, take a moment to subscribe to this channel and click the like button for God. Let this be part of how you declare your faith today, not for recognition, but as a quiet act of trust that he is still moving. The more I walked with God, the more I learned to stop relying on what I see. Because sight is natural, but faith is different. Faith is trusting that the sun is still shining even when the clouds cover the sky. Faith is knowing the author of your life hasn't left the story, even when the page feels blank. When I couldn't see the outcome, I held onto the one who holds it all. And that changed everything. I stopped begging for quick answers and started asking for deeper roots. I stopped chasing signs and started embracing silence. I started believing that stillness isn't weakness, it's worship. The psalmist said, "Be still and know that I am God." Stillness isn't passive, it's powerful. It's in those still moments that we see more clearly. It's there that peace rises. Not peace that the world gives, but peace that holds you steady when everything shakes. That's where I found God, not just as a rescuer, but as a refuge. So if your heart feels restless, let it rest in him today. You don't need to figure it all out. You don't need all the answers. You just need to be held. Take a breath. Right now, in this moment, just breathe. Let peace rise. Let your soul remember. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are seen. You are loved. Pause here with. If you felt this message deep in your heart, I want to encourage you. Type Amen in the comments. Leave a prayer request for someone you love, or say a prayer for someone else in the comments. Let this be a space of prayer, unity, and peace. Because even here, even now, God is moving. Some of the greatest works God does aren't in the spotlight. They happen in the shadows, in the ordinary, in the quiet. I didn't always understand that. But then, one morning, something shifted. I didn't wake up feeling lighter. The problems were still there. The waiting continued. But my spirit had changed. I wasn't asking when anymore. I was asking who. And the answer was always him. He became enough. Not because everything was fixed, but because I wasn't walking alone. I could sense it. In the stillness, in the peace that doesn't make sense, in the strength I didn't know I had. He was walking with me, every step. That changed how I saw everything. The struggle didn't end, but it didn't define me anymore. I was no longer waiting for life to start. I was living in the grace of now. God was with me in the waiting, in the working, in the wondering, and that was enough. So if you're walking through a season of questions, hold on to this truth. You don't need to see the way forward. You just need to trust the one who goes before you. Don't rush the process. Don't despise the silence. God is not late. He is precise. He's preparing you for what He's prepared for you. There's purpose in every pause. There's meaning in every moment. And when you least expect it, the shift comes. But it won't just be around you, it'll be within you. So today, if your soul is weary, breathe this prayer with me. God, even when I don't see you, I choose to trust you. Even when I don't hear you, I believe you're near. Strengthen my heart, anchor my soul. Teach me to wait with hope, to walk with peace, and to worship in the silent. Amen. And if you've prayed that from your heart, know this, you're not alone. You're part of something bigger, a community, a journey, a story being written by the hand of the one who never lets go. If this message has encouraged you, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Let it be your quiet offering of faith and hope today. And until next time, thank you for walking this path. No matter what comes next, remember, you're never walking alone. God is still working, and the best is still unfolding.